Hi students, I am M. Suryachandra Rao, JL Chemistry at AP Balayogi Gurukulam, Krishnarao Palyam. Welcome back to session 6 in solutions. In this session, I will teach fourth colligative property, osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. So, in this first we have to learn osmosis. Osmosis. What is osmosis? What is osmosis? The process of flow of pure solvent into solution. The process of flow of solvent into solution through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. Okay, understand? Solvent into solution. Process of flow of solvent into solution through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. Now, I want to give some examples. When raw mango is placed in salt water. Raw mango is placed in salt water. It wrinkles. Why? The moist pure water in raw mango is flows into salt water. Now, wilted flowers revive when placed in fresh water. Why? The flow of fresh water into wilted flowers, they revive. Blood cells collapse when they placed in salt water. Why? The water in blood cells flows into salt water. In all the three cases, osmosis occurs. Here, all the three are bounded by membranes. These membrane appears continuous seeds. Membrane appears continuous seeds. These seeds contain network of semi-microscopic holes. So, membrane appears continuous seeds. They contain network of semi-microscopic holes. These holes are very, very small. Only small molecules like water can flow through the holes. But bigger molecules like solute molecules cannot flow through the holes. This type of arrangement is called semi-permeable membrane. Okay? Are you understand? Semi-permeable membrane. When pure water is separated with semi-permeable membrane solution, pure water and solution is separated with semi-permeable membrane, the water flows into solution through semi-permeable membrane. This process is called osmosis. Now, I will explain osmotic pressure. This is semi-permeable membrane. This is a solution. Solution contains big size solute particles. This is solvent, small particles. These have a piston arrangement. Piston arrangement. Here osmosis occurs. Generally we know that the pure solvent molecules flows into solution. To stop the flow of solvent molecules into solution, what we have to do? To apply pressure on solution side. To apply pressure on solution side, then the flow of solvent molecules will stop. The excess pressure applied on solution to stop the osmosis is called osmotic pressure. Okay, understand? The excess pressure applied on solution, applied to solution to stop the osmosis is called osmotic pressure. Okay, understand osmotic pressure? Osmotic pressure is denoted by pi. The osmotic pressure is proportional to concentration of the solution at a given temperature T. Osmotic pressure is directly proportional to concentration of the solution at a given temperature T. Here concentration is measured in molarity. So pi proportional to C at temperature T. When now we removing proportionality constant, pi is equal to concentration into CRT. Here C molarity of the solution, R gas constant, T temperature. But we know that the molarity is equal to number of moles of solute present in solution. So number of molecules of solute is equal to N2. Volume of the solution is V. Therefore molarity is equal to N2 by V. Therefore pi is equal to N2 by V into RT. But number of moles of solute is equal to weight of solute by molecular weight of solute. Now we substitute N2 values, W2 by M2 into RT by V. Now molecular weight M2 is equal to W2 into RT by pi into V. So in this method also we can calculate the molecular weight of solute. When we know the values W2, pi, V and temperature, R is constant, we know. In this method is advantage than other two methods, boiling point method and depression freezing point method, because in this method we use molarity instead of molality, and pressure, measure pressure in a room at a given temperature T. It is very useful to calculate the molecular weight of biomolecules, because biomolecules are not stable at a higher temperature. So it is very advantage than other two. So once again I explain osmosis and osmotic pressure. Osmosis, the process of flow of solvent into solution through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. Next, osmotic pressure, the excess pressure applied to solution to stop the process of osmosis is called osmotic pressure. Isotonic solutions. Next one, isotonic solutions. Two solutions or more having same osmotic pressure at a given temperature are called isotonic solutions. It means both solutions have same osmotic pressure. Once again I explain isotonic solutions. The solutions having same osmotic pressure at a given temperature are called isotonic solutions. These two solutions are isotonic, separated by semi-permeable membrane. In these between, no osmosis occurs between two solutions. No osmosis occur. Why? Because they have same osmotic pressure. Example. Blood is isotonic with 0.9 mass by volume percentage of NaCl solution. Both these solutions have same osmotic pressure. Okay, next RO, reverse osmosis. I think all of you know about reverse osmosis. Most of the people now drinking RO water, reverse osmosis water. Pure water. This is semi-permeable membrane. This is solution, salt water. The osmosis can be reversed. Generally, in osmosis process, pure water flows into solution. This is called osmosis. Now, osmosis is reversed. If pressure larger than osmotic pressure, applied on solution, the pure solvent molecules flows into pure water into solvent through semi-permeable membrane. This process is called reverse osmosis. Once again, the osmosis process is reversed. By applying larger pressure on solution than the pure water in solution flows into this side, pure water through semi-permeable membrane. This phenomenon is called reverse osmosis. This method is used to desalination of seawater. Generally, seawater contains so many salts. To desalination and removing salts, only purified water we get by desalination of seawater. Generally, in the semi-permeable membranes, cellulose acetate is used. Cellulose acetate is used as membrane. This membrane is permeable to the pure water only, impermeable to the impurities and ions dissolved in water. So, in RO process, we get only pure water. This method is nowadays, this is widely used. RO plants are widely used in countries to meet their water requirements. Okay, this is RO. Van 't Hoff factor. Van 't Hoff factor. Van 't Hoff factor is defined as the ratio of normal molar mass to the abnormal molar mass. I is equal to normal molar mass by abnormal molar mass. Or another way, observed colligative property, ratio of observed colligative property to the calculated colligative property. In another way, I is equal to total number of moles of particles after association or dissociation, after association or dissociation by number of moles of particles before association or dissociation. So, what is abnormal molar mass? First we learn Van 't Hoff factor. Once again, I explain Van 't Hoff factor, the ratio of normal molar mass to abnormal molar mass. Now I explain abnormal molar mass. When potassium chloride is dissolved in water, potassium chloride is dissolved in water, it dissociates into potassium ions and chloride ions. It dissociates into potassium ions and chloride ions. Now the solution have doubled the solute particles. The number of particles in the solution is doubled. So it increases the boiling point. Number of particles doubled. So it increases the boiling point. Due to this, the calculated molar mass is lower than the true value. Lower than the true value. In other case, acetic acid is dissolved in benzene, but acetic acid is dimerized due to hydrogen bond in benzene. So the number of molecules is decreased. In this case, number of molecules is decreased. Acetic acid is in benzene. It is dimerized. So number of molecules is decreased. Due to this, the calculated molar mass is double the normal value. Double the normal value. These values, molar mass, either higher or lower, are called abnormal molar masses. Abnormal molar masses. So Van 't Hoff introduced a factor called Van 't Hoff factor for the account for the extent of association or dissociation. I is equal to normal molar mass by abnormal molar mass. Abnormal molar mass. This is the normal molar mass. This one abnormal molar mass. The value I is less than 1 for the molecules are associated. I is less than 1 for molecules associated in the solution. I is greater than 1 for the molecules dissociated, like KCl. Dissociation. Now the I modifies the colligative properties. So first, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Actually, it is P0 minus Ps by P0. Now introduced Vanta factor I into P0 minus Ps by P0. In the same way, elevation of boiling point. Elevation of boiling point. Delta TB is equal to I into Kv into M. Depression in freezing point. Delta TF is equal to I into Kf into M. Was osmotic pressure pi is equal to I into N2 by V into RT. Okay? What we have learned in this session? Osmosis, osmotic pressure, isotonic solutions, reverse osmosis and Vanta factor. Okay, thank you.